No! God damn it. Greetings, comrades. This is 88 Gelu here with my Revenge on Mommark deck. Mommark deck requested by Shawn, Inman. He originally requested that I use 5 cards. He might have requested 6, and I just forgot what the last one is. I think they were Gespadin, Atala, Staluk, Mommark, and Stelgar. I told him I didn't have any of those cards. Turns out I actually did have Stelgar, but I didn't have any of the other guys. Now, on the subject of Mommark's creatures, Mommark actually has 8 creations. 4 underworlders and 4 overworlders. 3 of the underworlders being here: Raren, Stelgar, and Zor. The 4th one is Ghoul, who I said I was going to put in this deck, but then I took a look at the card and saw how bad he was, so I changed my mind. Then, on the overworld side, the 4 creations are Staluk, Gespadin, Maglax, and Atala. In my opinion, the old Maglax is better than the new one. There is no Dawn of Paramatala or Stelgar. There's only a Marillion Invasion version of Atala. As for Stelgar, Rise of Marillion Invasion, and there's also Secret of the Lost City version, which is better, but I don't have him. So now onto the deck. As I've already showed you, the creatures I have right here are Rare and Tainted from Beyond the Doors. He's rare. My brother traded him to me. His ability is Swift 3. He's got 90 power, 50 energy, and air attacks. This deck is mainly a power deck. Next up, we have Stelgar. Fire and air. When Stelgar deals attack damage, it gains 10 to all disciplines. If Stelgar has more than 125 power, destroy it. Which means you get a total of 7 attacks before Stelgar is destroyed, at least with my guy, because he has 55 power. Then there's Zor. 80 power, no element types, energy 55, 1 Muja counter. This is, unlike the other deck, which you really shouldn't use as a master deck, this deck cannot be a master deck. Only 1 Muja counter, and actually when I made this deck I didn't know Zor had a Muja counters. So, let's get to battle gear. For Raren, I gave him the Aspect Amplifier of Might to give him Outperform Power 5. Yeah. And I gave Zor the Berythian Axe, Stat Check, Power 50, Equipped Creature gains 5 energy, Stat Check, Power 75, Equipped Creature gains Intimidate energy 10. I could have switched these two, but I just thought maybe this would be better for Zor because it would give him 60 energy, and he's kind of the backline defense. And also because since he has no element types, he's also at the biggest disadvantage apart from Stelgar's special ability. So I gave him a Prism of Vacuity. That way, if you needed Stelgar to... if you needed at least 1 or 2 more attacks to finish off the match, otherwise Stelgar would be destroyed, you could sacrifice the Prism of Vacuity to lower his power by 20, allowing him to use another 2 attacks before he's destroyed. So, coming to that conclusion, we also have the attack cards. Most of the attack cards in this deck have either 0 or 2 point cost, so I'll let you see. First up, we have 2 Ectospasms. 1 Psycho Drain. I'm not going to tell you what these cards do. I'm just going to give you guys a good look at them. 2 Dry Liquids. 1 Ash Torrent. 2 Flash Warps. 1 Electro Web. 2 Prowl Strikes. 2 Clash Jets. 2 Primordial Rage, because if you have Stelgar, it can do 10 damage. However, if you're using Raren or Zoran, you need to pump up their power. You can make them gain 100 power instead, which can be pretty useful. Next up, we have 2 Force Strikes, 1 Fire Ram. I probably should have put in... Nah, never mind. I was thinking of maybe putting in Turbulence Funnel instead, since Raren and Stelgar both have air, and only Stelgar has fire, but I thought otherwise because of Fire Ram's second ability, Stat Check Power 60, deal 10 damage. All 3 creatures have a better chance of making it do... All the creatures have a chance of making it do at least 20, because Zor's speed is only, well, 20, ironically enough. And 2 Power Cuts. That way, you could lower Stelgar's power by 60, allowing him to use another 6 attacks if need be. And also, it will allow you, it can do 10 damage, and you can easily replenish the power you lost with Primordial Rage. The reason that I have actually I don't really need to explain this. I have some elemental based attacks, but most of them also have power elements in them, like Clash Jet, Ash Torrent, and Fire Ram. Oh, I forgot. No Mujiks. Next, on locations. As you can tell, because of how this deck's constructed, Stelgar is going to be one of your main attackers, because he has the highest energy, and also he has fire and air, which will allow him to use more attacks than most of the guys in this team. So, for the locations, I have Hall of Fatigue, Initiative, Speed. Engaged creatures gain Exhaust, Power, and Speed 5. I have 2 of those. I have a Chamber of Waves, Initiative, Wisdom. Creatures lose 10 to all disciplines. 2 Pits, Initiative, Fire. Engaged creatures gain Outperform, Power 5. Damage dealt by speeds reduced by 5. 1 Castle Rothok, Initiative, Earth. The engaged creature with the lowest power deals 5 less damage. Sorry about that. Having a bit of trouble. 1 Bodil's Arsenal. Initiative, Speed. When this becomes the active location, players may return a Balgear from their discard pile to play and equip it to an unequipped creature that player controls. This could be good, 1, if you ever need a Prism of Vacuity, or if, let's say, somebody used a Discord of Disarming, or if you decide to change your strategy halfway through and give one of your destroyed Battle Gears, like, say, Zor gets destroyed by a creature with range, and you want to give the Berinthian Axe to Raren. Then we have 2 Underworld Cities, Initiative, Speed. When an Underworld creature makes an attack, the attack gains Challenge, Power 15, deal 5 damage. And 1 Brawler's Burrow, Initiative, Speed. When this becomes the active location, the player shuffles together their attack discard pile with their attack deck. All creatures gain Outperform all disciplines 5. 1 Brawler's Burrow, Initiative, Speed. When this becomes the active location, the player shuffles together their attack discard pile with their attack deck. All creatures gain Outperform all disciplines 5. I'm out of breath. Anyhow, also, it's pretty simple to turn this Revenge on Mommark deck into a brainwashed creations of Mommark deck. Sorry, I was trying to think of a better name, but I just couldn't think of a name. I'm not going to be showing it to you because it'll be basically exactly the same. All you'll need in it is to replace Zor with Glamdrad. And maybe instead you would give the Barinthian Axe to Raren and the Aspect Amplifier of Might to Stelgar. And you would give Glamdrad... Oops. Maybe... Ooh, I don't know. An Olmar's Projector. And that might actually be better than the Revenge on Mommark deck because, for one thing, you don't have to change anything, but you could also use it as a master deck because, I'm saying because a lot. You can use Stelgar's ability, his Brainwashed ability. When Stelgar wins combat, put one Mugic counter on Stelgar. If Stelgar has 2 or more Mugic counters, destroy it. Unfortunately, that means you can't really wait to use your Mugics, but you will be able to cast all the Mugics you will need. So I would suggest maybe Refrain of Denial, a Discord of Disarming, and a Cannon of Casualty. Or you could put in some other Mugics if you think they'd be better. Also, Raren's ability is also better when he's brainwashed. If a creature you control is attacked by a creature with range, Raren may intercept it as it... Oh, never mind. Raren's ability is better when he's brainwashed, but it doesn't really apply when he's brainwashed. So yeah, and the reason I chose Glamdrad as the chieftain is because the fudge. Okay, excuse me. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. I couldn't get the recorder to visualize, so I was wondering if it was even on, and then I would be like, what? I said all that stuff for nothing! Anyhow, the reason I chose Glamdrad's ability, I think he gives all minions, it was either challenge power 30 or challenge power 50, deal 10 damage. All of your attacks gain that ability. So yeah, in this deck that would be very useful. Now also, because of that, you'd have to take some modifications to the attack deck. You could keep Primordial Rage, but it's not really necessary. And you could definitely get rid of Power Cut. I don't really know what you'd replace it with, but all in all, with the exception of using this deck like I'm demonstrating it here, Power Cut isn't that good of a move. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions for how I can make this deck better, remember it's a 3-on-3 Apprentice deck. Or if you have any requests for future Chaotic decks, note that if they are future Chaotic decks, they either need to have a requested theme or a few cards that are vital to what you want. I mean the centered cards that you want, because if you just give me full detailed instructions on how to make the deck, then what's the point on me recording it? But, as always, I'd be really glad to hear your suggestions and any requests you may have. I will answer all your comments if I can. So, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.